Happy New Year, everybody. It's been a while since I said something. I'd like to speak on the Bible a little bit. I want to touch on something, that's really been irking on my mind because, a lot of people sit there and say, there was only Adam and Eve. But if there was just Adam and Eve, why in the world we have so many different races all across the world? You know what I'm saying? And I said that to say this. They talk about in the Bible that everyone would go back to their family members and take a cousin, a family member as a wife or a husband. And this is where we still have favor with God. We lost the favor with God because we started going outside of our family and outside of our bloodline. And this is why black people lost. Black people started to lose their way because by them going outside of their bloodline, their bloodline and their mind and their body and their strength and their spirit became weak to the ways of men. And in the Bible, it tells you to follow the ways of the man and ways of the land. And for a God that is so arrogant and so built on himself being worshipped, why in the world would he tell people to follow the ways of man or the ways of the land? If you a real, I know a lot of Bible scholars, they gonna sit here and probably get mad if they ever heard this. But why in the world would God want you to follow man when he got mad if you just made a false idol and worshipped it? Now everybody worship money, which we are further losing ourselves. So with my thinking and my rationing of everything that went on in the Bible, everything that is in the Bible has been tarnished and misconstrued for the capability of the white Caucasian people because they got scared. They knew as long as we kept our bloodline within our bloodline, it became strong and it stayed strong. That's why we lived so long. If you read in the Bible, people lived for 300 and 600 years. And you know why they lived so long? Because they kept the bloodline strong. Bloodline became weak, therefore we lost favor with God. Therefore, the Jews became more powerful because they weakened us. They manipulated us. They made us feel like what we was doing was wrong because we had lost faith in God, not with God, but we lost faith in God. It was like we just said, "Oh, God's word don't mean nothing." But this man, he's in the physical form. He must know more than God, and that's what's going on today. You know what I'm saying? And they sit there and they tell you that if you mate with your cousins and all this stuff, you gonna have retarded children. That's not necessarily. If a child comes out with a disability, he or she could be with a man from Timbuktu, and you live way across another place, and y'all ain't got no inkling of bloodline. Things happen with children, and people need to realize that it's not the bloodline. The only reason why they say that because they don't want black people to go back to the way things were supposed to be, way God had meant it, way God had intended it for it to be. And plus, this way they can break down black people as a whole. As anybody, if I don't know if anybody really recognized this, but they are killing off they're killing off the future of blacks. There is not going to be a single black person left because they got all of our men and our women believing that this is better outside of their race, outside of their people. We need to stop listening to what the white people tell us because they are white. White is not right. We need to listen to ourselves. It may be right for them because that's the way they feel. Shit, they go like jumping off mountains. So we go jump off a fucking mountain or go hang gliding over trees and killing ourselves just for the feel of some type of rush? No. People need to start thinking in a godly manner. You need to put your mind back to a godly manner to where you need to realize God had put you here because you are the leaders. You are not the follower. Black people, wake up and realize what everything they done told you is a lie. And you continue to follow that lie, we will continue to disappear. In 10, 20 years from now, there will be no trace of black people. Everybody sit there and say, I got black in me, but it's going to be so damn thin that they going to look clear. And y'all need to realize that. But that's what I need to tell y'all, and because that's the way I feel. And that's why I don't like to be a thinker, because my mind overthinks, and my mind thinks so far beyond what the heck this world is actually putting in your head, because people sit there and they sit and read a book. They like, oh, this is the real stuff. No, just because it's put in the damn book, you think that's real? Wake up. When man was first made on this earth, he didn't have a book, he didn't have a guide. All he had was the Lord telling him and what he felt in his heart. We need to go with our hearts, people, and not believe everything that we read, because that's where we go wrong at. Stop living the fantasy, wake up and smell the reality. Look around you. You are disappearing, black people. You are not going to be who you are today. But that's my piece. Peace, much love, knowledge and wisdom over everything. Get money. Fuck money. And that's the truth. Fuck money, because that's the root of all evil. So y'all keep bowing down to that little green man, and I'm going to keep bowing down to the Lord up above. Peace. God love.